Thanks for joining us at the DU Weekly Check-In. I'm joined by women's soccer head coach Jeff Hooker. Coach, let's talk about a really big weekend this past weekend at the Summit League Championships.
Yeah, the team had a lot of fun. I think on Friday played the host team, which is always a little bit scary. There's going to be a good crowd there, and they had some students in the student section and everything. And it was a little bit different of a game. They played very, very defensive, kind of packed it in, and really weren't committed to attacking. I think they were hoping for the halftime score of getting to 0-0 and then seeing what would happen. We made a couple changes, and those worked a little bit. We put Nicola up high with Kristen in the middle and kind of played a little bit off balance, didn't play with a right winger on the side, and just had Shelby kind of just run that whole side. And it paid off, scored right before halftime, which I think allowed us to go in a little bit happier. I was proud of the team for not abandoning the game plan. It gets a little frustrated when someone puts 11 behind the ball, and when they win the ball they whack it and you got to go back and get it and you try again. And it's almost like playing half court basketball a little bit. But once you get the first one, then they kind of had to come out a little bit. Getting the second one was nice, and then we just started taking control of the game, and we're able to make it a little bit more fun for the players, I think.
So now going into Sunday, you guys face North Dakota State. Pretty much all of the offensive or the results came in that first half.
Yeah, people always ask you who you want to play in the final, and watching a game that other semi could have gone either way. The thing I liked about the matchup is I really feel like it's one of the hardest working teams that's going to come out and play for the entire 90 minutes, and that's what we needed personally to get ready. We didn't need the win, to get the automatic bid in the tournament. Would have got an at-large bid had we not. So for us, I think it was the best possible scenario. Once we got up 2-0, we learned a lesson again of, again, they're gonna keep coming. They did. We gave them one little opening, and it was a great finish over the keeper's head. We didn't close down defensively, but how we responded to get the third one, we never would have expected 5 goals in a half. I don't know if we've ever done that before. And then really just tried to manage the game and enjoy it, and tinkered with a few different formations and player combinations, and we're able to use that second half to get people together with some playing time, and to kind of look at a few things that we might use in the future.
Just real quick before we jump into more postseason questions, is there anything that Kristen Hamilton can't do? Because she seems like she finds a way to set another record, or to just be more of a complete team player than anybody we've ever seen before.
Well, and the thing that was really most impressive about her is up till this weekend, we had scored a lot of goals 2 weekends in a row, and if you just take those 2 weeks, she didn't score a whole lot, and she was being double-teamed, triple-teamed, and she didn't care. You didn't see her pouting. You didn't see her saying, hey, I got to score goals. People are going to think less of me. As long as the team wins, the humility in her is probably one of her best attributes, and had a chance to score some goals. I thought the first goal that she scored on Sunday was an absolute brilliant goal, a chest trap and a left-footed volley into the top corner to kind of get things going. I looked over at the linesman, and he looked at me and just, wow, that was an unbelievable goal. So she continues to score in different ways, left foot, right foot, off of crosses, off of beating people individually. And so that's right now the most impressive thing, for her. And, she gets kicked a lot. So she takes a physical beating every single game. And, we continue to play her in that Sunday game because, we didn't want to rest players too much. We really wanted to keep them, sharp for this next weekend.
Okay, so now how do you prepare your team heading into the NCAA tournament? Do you say anything different, or you just treat it just like any other game?
No, we treat it just like any other game. I think they know the special qualities. Being able to host the first round last year for the first time was incredible, and getting to the round of 16, and unfortunately got matched up with the number 1 seed. Overall seed was Stanford, who was very, very good at home. Hadn't lost at home. Once I found out their home record, I was even shaken a little bit, I think. But it's tough to predict. You look at the way the format is now, and 32 teams get to host. And Colorado College has an automatic bid. Colorado, from what I hear, is probably on the bubble. I don't know if those two will get matched up, if they'll send Colorado to us, or something just totally different. So you can kind of predict it and say this is what's going to happen. We'll know today, and then we can start preparing for that opponent tomorrow morning.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Coach. And be sure to check back later this week for more DU Weekly Check-ins.